Raylen, how many times have you watched the play on the goal line? And now that you and CJ have had a chance to break it down, how much are we giving credit to CJ versus you on the punch out there at the goal line?
Uh, so we really done moved on to next week, but I would say just it's a 1-2 punch. Like if one of us ain't hit it, then we could go the other way. So I just feel like we both played a big part in that.
Yeah, what was the feeling in the locker room after that play where you're thinking, okay, we haven't played that well as a defense, but it's still a 7-point game. We forced a fumble. How were y'all able to build off of that, going forward in the second half, playing pretty well?
Yeah, really just when we got to the locker room, we just looked ourselves in the mirror and looked over what we could fix. It was easy fixes, like just keys on fitting stuff, and we executed that in the second half.
Yeah, you guys have spent time in practice working on punch outs, and you've seen at the NFL level some guys are really, really great at it. Is that a skill that you can learn and by honing and sort of understanding angles and getting better at punching a football out?
Yeah, I feel like that's a skill you can learn and develop every day, and we try to do that here at Georgia every day in practice.
Y'all have been a defense that has adjusted well in game. Like, how does that happen? How do you go from maybe struggling on the first couple drives to playing well? What are the keys to doing that on the sideline with the coaches, Schumann, Kirby, all those guys?
The main thing is just being locked in on the adjustments that the coaches are going over on the sideline. So if you're not locked into them, like you're gonna miss it the next time we go out there. So I feel like the biggest thing we've been doing is just locking in on the sideline and focusing on our execution once we get out there.
When talking about the punch outs, is there anything you do to strengthen your hands or protect your hands in the event that you miss, you cut it on a guy's shoulder pad, you hit the ground or anything like that?
Really just take them up. You take them up, you should be good to go.
When you've been prepping for Trinidad Chambliss, Ole Miss's quarterback, how much deep dive do you do into what he did when he was at Ferris State versus what he's doing at Ole Miss now, and what have you seen from him on film in terms of what he can do with his legs?
I feel like he's a really big threat with his legs. He's an elusive scrambler, and then inside the pocket, he's really elusive and he can get out just like that. So I feel like he's a pretty good player.
Yeah, we've continued to see more and more of Justin Williams. Just what have you made of his progression and how much more comfortable he's getting this kind of playing time early in games in critical spots?
Yeah, I feel like that's doing good for him because it's like once he goes out there, he's not nervous because he's played in so much games. So it's like it's making it easy for him to go out there and make plays.
Yeah, from a player's perspective, what is Kirby Smart like on the sidelines during these games?
He's really composed. He tried to keep everybody level-headed on the same level. Like we go in the halftime, we come out, everybody knows it's 0-0, and the last half doesn't matter. It's what we do next.
Everybody saw him. He was jumping on a table and celebrating after the game. Like as players, one, what goes through your mind when you see that, and two, do you as players feel an extra intensity when it's an Auburn week, a Florida week from a coach who has played in these rivalry games before?
Yeah, you feel a ton of more just intensity, and you just feel like the passion is even 10 times more for the game when he's been in those games before, and we just let him lead us. We follow the lead.
Yeah, what are some of the challenges that going against a Lane Kiffin offense pose for you guys? Because you've played against them for 3 years now.
Yeah, I feel like one of the biggest challenges is just eye control and execution in the call and trusting the defense.
Raylen, just what's the sideline like, and just what are your guys' mentality? When you guys get these slow starts and getting these behind, what's going on in that huddle, and just where does that come from? Where does that calm and that ability to come back come from?
I feel like it really just comes from how we practice every day. Kirby's on the mic every day, so it's really you don't get more pressure than that. Once he calling you out and you make a mistake out there, so it's really just focusing up in the game, just focusing on our execution. I feel like that's the base of it all.
We're going to get to talk to Cash Jones here shortly, and he plays a lot on third downs. From the other side of it, what makes him such a weapon and something tough to defend on the other side?
Cash can run some routes. I'm not gonna lie to you. He routed me up a few times during fall camp. So it's just like every time I see him out here, I know it's gonna be either a route or he gonna get the ball and just bust it outside, stiff on somebody.
I know you're a defensive player, and I don't know how much you get to like actually watch what the offense is doing during the game. And I know Gunner takes some big hits, man. And just what as a defensive player and as a teammate, what does that say to you? Just kind of watching him, he just pops back up and continues to play. What does that say to you as a teammate?
I mean, he's just showing his grit, his toughness, and love for the game because he's gonna get back up regardless if he got hit or he didn't. It just shows he's a tough individual, and I already knew that myself.
Anybody else for Raylen?
I know you guys don't play the revenge game, but knowing that you all lost to Ole Miss last year, is there any extra juice or meaning to wanting to sort of recover what you all did last season?
Yeah, I feel like the players that's returned that played in this game last season have a chip on their shoulder, so you can say that.
Okay, Raylen, thank you so